Thanks so much, Greg. And can I also begin by acknowledging the traditional owners of the land on which we're meeting today and pay my respect to elders past, present and emerging. It is such an absolute pleasure to be with you here today. For generations, the queer community has played such a key role in shaping this great city of Sydney. I have been marching since the 1980s, actually, a long time. And today, as I went through the magnificent Qtopia facilities, my thoughts went back to the 78ers who marched, but also to people who I grew up with politically. People like Paul O'Grady, the first out politician in Australia. Paul, of course, it took enormous courage at that time to do what he did. He, of course, tragically lost his life to HIV/AIDS. I visited him many times up the road here at St Vincent's. His farewell was at the church, just about 200 metres from here. The community has come so far. The important thing about Qtopia is not just that it commemorates history, a history of struggle, a history in which champions, many of whom are here today, really took risks, literally with their own safety and with the way that they were treated in order to advocate for the right for them to be who they are, but for generations to come to be able to have a much more safe way of engaging with the community. The fact that it's in the old Darlinghurst police station at Chris Grayson's farewell, I sang a song that we learnt at that time in the early 1980s about, it was to Edelweiss, and it was called Anelweiss. I won't see a mass stampede by singing it here for you, but it began with Anelweiss, it's not nice, Darlinghurst cops will get you. And that was in the early 1980s that we learnt that song. When Young Labor first marched in Mardi Gras, we were told by Sussex Street that we'd be punished for doing so because it was out of step with mainstream so-called political activity at that time. So today I pay tribute to the bravery of those people in the community who went out there and showed leadership, who gave practical, real examples of just celebrating who they were and suffered because of it. And the fact that as I went through the history which is there at the magnificent Qtopia across the road, really is a sign that at times when history doesn't move forward, and the last time I was standing on this stage it was to advocate for a yes vote in the referendum. Social change doesn't happen in a straight line, but it does happen. It does happen. And history does move forward as progressives. I believe that. And it moves forward in a way which is more inclusive. And when it does that, the beneficiaries of that social change aren't just from the direct community who are included in a better way. The society as a whole benefits from greater inclusion and recognition that the great strength of this great nation is our diversity. And it must always be not tolerated, it must be celebrated. And that is what Qtopia does. So my sincere congratulations. I think that David's speech as well said a lot in paying tribute to David Cooper. It showed that this is literally a concrete expression of love and gratitude for his contribution to the community. So today I also have the great privilege of announcing, and I give credit to Tanya Plibersek for her advocacy for this, a Commonwealth contribution of $1.5 million for the further upgrade. When you go across there, you can smell the paint, it's still being constructed. So well done on getting it ready for Mardi Gras. Mardi Gras is next Saturday. It happens to once again fall. It's always the first Saturday in March. So I thank all of you who'll be marching to celebrate inclusion, but also I'm sure to acknowledge that it happens to be my birthday. Look forward to seeing you then.